The Eiffel Tower is the tallest structure in Paris. Sure, we've all marveled at its height, but guess what? The Eiffel Tower isn't the tallest structure in Paris. The Tour Montparnasse, a 210-meter skyscraper, takes the crown. So next time you're in Paris, look up. But not just at the iconic tower. The Sahara is just sand dunes. The Sahara Desert's sand dunes are iconic, but the truth? It's only about 25% sand. The rest? Rocky plateaus, mountains, and barren landscapes. The Sahara isn't a vast sea of golden dunes. It's a dry, rugged wilderness that's far more diverse than the movies let on. Vikings wore horned helmets. While Hollywood would have you believe Vikings looked like battle-ready goats, there's no evidence they wore horned helmets. That iconic imagery? It was a romanticized creation from 19th century opera productions. Vikings had simple, practical headgear. No horns, just steel and leather. Mount Everest is the tallest mountain. Mount Everest is the tallest mountain above sea level, but if we're talking height from base to summit, it's not number one. That title goes to Mauna Kea in Hawaii, which, from ocean floor to peak, rises over 10,000 meters. 3,000 meters higher than Everest's base to top height. Columbus discovered America. Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. It was already occupied by indigenous people. And the Norse, led by Leif Erikson, reached North America around 500 years before Columbus. So while Columbus's voyage was significant, let's set the record straight. He wasn't the first. The Great Wall of China is visible from space. We've all heard the claim that the Great Wall is the only human-made structure visible from space. But guess what? It's a myth. Astronauts report that it's nearly impossible to see the wall with the naked eye from space, as it blends with the natural terrain. Napoleon was short. Napoleon Bonaparte has long been stereotyped as short, but he wasn't. At 5'7", he was actually above average height for a Frenchman of his time. The confusion stems from a difference between French and British measurement systems. Turns out, the short emperor was, well, just misunderstood. Africa is one big jungle. Not all of Africa is a vast, untamed jungle. In reality, the African landscape is incredibly diverse, from deserts like the Sahara to savannas, mountains, and vast urban areas. So, before you imagine it all as one giant green expanse, think again. Africa's geography is more nuanced than that. Australia isn't just a sprawling desert, even though that's what many think. In fact, only about 18% of the country is desert. The rest features tropical rainforests, alpine regions, and bustling cities like Sydney and Melbourne. It's a continent of stunning variety, not just red sands. While the Amazon is incredibly important for carbon dioxide absorption, it isn't the sole lung of the Earth. Other ecosystems, like the Congo Basin, contribute similarly to oxygen production. So, while we should protect the Amazon, let's remember, our planet has a diverse array of natural air filters. Contrary to popular belief, the Great Pyramids of Giza weren't built by slaves. Archaeologists found evidence that skilled workers, who were well-fed and housed in nearby workers' villages, were responsible for their construction. These workers were revered, not forced laborers. So, the pyramids? Crafted by craftsmen, not captives. The Earth is flat. Let's clear this up. The Earth isn't flat. Centuries of evidence from ancient Greek astronomers to modern space imagery all show our planet is round. Technically, an oblate spheroid. So, the Earth is not flat. It's not some conspiracy. It's science. The lost city of Atlantis was a real place. The story of Atlantis, the legendary lost city, has captivated imaginations for centuries. But there's no archaeological evidence that such a place ever existed. Plato invented the myth as an allegory about hubris, not as a real place. So, Atlantis? A beautiful myth, but a myth nonetheless. Cleopatra was Egyptian. Cleopatra is often thought of as the quintessential Egyptian queen, but she was actually Greek. She belonged to the Ptolemaic dynasty, which was of Greek origin. While she ruled Egypt, her ancestry traced back to Macedonian Greece. So the Egyptian queen was more Mediterranean than you might think. A full moon isn't always the brightest. The brightness of the moon depends on its position relative to Earth. When the moon is closer during a supermoon, it shines much brighter. So, while the full moon may seem bright, its luminosity fluctuates based on where it is in the sky. This is a classic myth. In reality, we use nearly all parts of our brain, just not all at once. Different regions are responsible for different functions, and they're active depending on the task at hand. So, Don't believe the hype. Your brain is always working hard. Goldfish are often thought to have a mere 3-second memory span, but this is far from the truth. Studies show that goldfish can remember information for months. They can even recognize their owners. So, your goldfish is smarter than you think. Just don't expect it to remember the plot of your favorite movie. 18. Vikings were savage barbarians. Vikings were often seen as brutal barbarians, but they were also skilled traders, explorers, and settlers. They established trade routes, created impressive shipbuilding techniques, and founded cities like Dublin. So, while they certainly had their violent moments, they were also early entrepreneurs and pioneers of the medieval world. 19. Humans are the only species that uses tools. While humans are renowned for their tool use, we aren't the only species that uses them. Crows, for example, can fashion tools from sticks to get food. Otters use rocks to crack open shellfish. Tool use is widespread in the animal kingdom. Humans are just the most inventive. 20. Vikings were all huge and muscular. Contrary to the portrayal of Vikings as hulking warriors, they weren't all giant muscle men. In fact, many Vikings were of average build, with some likely quite small. While they were tough, their reputation for being giant warriors comes more from Hollywood than from reality. Viking strength was in their smarts, not just size. And there you have it. 20 travel myths debunked, but trust me, we're just getting started. If you thought those were shocking, just wait. We've got a whopping 100 more unbelievable lies to uncover in the world of travel, places, cultures, and people. Stick with us and get ready for more jaw-dropping truths that will change everything you thought you knew. Stay tuned.